Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? I'm super excited to have you here. Thank you for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with us how to make this lovely bubu gown with Ankara patches, just like you can see here on your screen. This is really super easy to make, very straightforward, and it's something you can make in under 5 hours. So if you're interested in learning how to create something like this for yourself, keep on watching and let us get straight into this video. For this project, I'm going to be making use of this beautiful green fabric right here. I have about 2.5 yards. So I'll open it up and I'll fold it into two and then fold it into two again, and at the end of the day I'll have about 4 pieces. So if you're on the taller side, if your length is more than 58 inches, you may need to get 4 yards. My length is longer than 58 inches, but I just had to make do with these 2.5 yards. Okay, so right here I have it laid out on the table after folding it, and as you can see I have 4 pieces and I have 2 folded edges here. So I am going to be marking for both the front and the back at the same time. So I'm going to start off by rolling out a straight line at the very top, and this straight line is going to serve as my starting line and my shoulder line. The next thing I'm going to do is impute my neck width. I'm going to be using a neck width of 3 inches and a neck depth of 8 inches for the front. So you can go higher or you can go lower, but just make sure that you have something that is wide enough for your head to go through. So I'm going to go ahead and extend this mark like so, and on that extended line I am going to go in by 3/4 of an inch. You could also use 1 inch for this, but I decided to use 3/4 of an inch. So with the help of my straight ruler, I'm going to go ahead and connect these 2 points together like so, thereby forming my front neckline. Next, I'm going to mark out my back neckline. So for my back neckline, I'll be using a neck depth of 1 inch, and I'm going to connect that 1 inch mark to meet my neck width of 3 inches like so with the help of my curved ruler. Right now the front and back neckline is ready. The next thing I'm going to do is impute my shoulder measurement divided by 2 on the shoulder line. I'm working with a shoulder of 16 inches divided by 2, that's 8 inches. So from that 8 inches mark, I am going to go ahead and impute my sleeve length. So from here you can go ahead and use whatever sleeve length you want. So I will impute my sleeve length plus seam allowance. So it's pretty much almost at the very tip of my fabric right there. So everything I have in total is about 21 inches. Next, I am going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slant. This is optional. If you don't want a shoulder slant, you can ignore this. So I'm going to come down at the very end of my fabric. That is where my sleeve length ends, and I'm going to slant this into to meet my neck width. Okay, so right here my shoulder slant is ready. Next thing I'm going to do is determine my sleeve opening, how wide I want my sleeve opening to be. So I'm going to be using a sleeve opening of about 11 inches, and then I'm going to go ahead and mark extra 1 inch for seam allowance. That's when I'm joining it at the side. So I have 12 inches there, and with the help of my ruler I am going to go ahead and extend that line like so. So the next thing I'm going to do is just measure out everything that I have there, which is 21 inches, and I'll mark it right here so that I'll have a straight line when I'm connecting. So that is my sleeve opening right there. Next, I'll go ahead and impute my horizontal measurement. This is basically how wide I want my bubu to be. So for this part, I'm going to be using my biggest body measurement, which is my hips. My hips is 42 divided by 4 is 10.5 inches. And then I added 5 inches for ease plus extra 1 inch for seam allowance. So in total, I have about 16.5 inches. So use your discretion here. If you want your bubu to be bigger than this, you can go ahead and add more ease. If you want it to be smaller, you can reduce your ease. So that's 16.5 inches that I have in total. I am going to mark it all the way down till I get to the hem, and after that I am going to use my straight ruler to connect these points together like so. Next, I can go ahead and draw in my pocket. From the very top, which is the shoulder line, I'll come down by 20 inches. So this is where I want my pocket opening to start from. So from that mark, I am going to determine my pocket opening. I want my pocket opening to be 7 inches. So I am going to mark 7 inches. And now I'll go ahead and draw in the curve, the shape of my pocket. So at this point, you can just go ahead and freestyle. What I'm doing here is a cut together pocket. I don't want to cut my pocket back separately. I just want everything to be in one piece. So you can go ahead and cut out your pocket bag separately and attach it later on, or you can decide to do it like this. I would have loved my pocket bag to be bigger than this, but I am facing a fabric constraint, so I make do with what I have. So just go ahead and make it as long as you want. You can decide to do a cut together pocket or do it separately. So after marking, this is what I have, and the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and draw in a curve to connect the sleeve to the body of the bubu. And finally, I am going to go ahead and mark out the length of my dress. So my full length is actually 60 inches, but this fabric is not long enough, so I ended up using 56 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance, making it 57 inches. So if you're way longer, you may need to get 4 yards of fabric and then you fold it like selvage to selvage when you're cutting. All right, so but this 56 inches still came out nice because this is a bubu dress, so I was able to get away with the differences in length. All right, so after connecting, this is what I have, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this pattern out. Not a pattern, this fabric, this dress out. So when I'm cutting, I am going to be cutting for the back first. That's the back neckline first, and after cutting for the back, I will separate the back from the front and then cut the front neckline. All right. While cutting out the shoulder, I added about half an inch for seam allowance. I didn't cut exactly on the shoulder line. So after cutting, guys, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out one piece that is for the back, and I'll keep it aside, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold this one again into two so that I can cut out my neckline for the front. And with that, we are done with the cutting process of this dress. Okay, so now I'm going to open this up. This is the front, can you see that? And then I'm going to bring the back, and I'm going to align the shoulders, right sides facing each other, and I'll take it to my sewing machine and stitch it down by half of an inch. After stitching it down by half of an inch, this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do is find the midpoint of this my neckline. Okay, so you can see the way I picked it up, folding it into two. I'm going to match the shoulder seams together, and I'm going to make a notch at the center. That's the back neckline to indicate the center. All right, so after making this my notch, I am going to go ahead and measure out everything that I have on this my neckline. So everything that I have on my neckline from front to back is about 12 inches, and remember that this is on fold. So by the time we double it, that is going to be about 24 inches. But you're not just going to cut out 24 inches, you're going to add a lot of allowances, like up to 2, 3, 4 inches. Okay, so this is my fabric for the collar, and I have 4 inches. So I folded it into two and pressed it down, and now I have 2 inches. I also went ahead to iron tissue gum onto the wrong side for a little stability. For the length of this collar, I have about 15 inches on fold. Okay, so you can see that I have my 12 inches and then the rest is like excess allowance. Make sure you have this excess allowance. So I'm going to make a notch indicating the middle point of this my collar piece, and I'm going to open up my neckline like so, and I am going to align the notches together. That is the notch on the collar to the notch on the neckline. Now for easy sewing, I'll advise you to secure this with a pin. So from that center point, I'm going to go ahead and stitch the collar to the neckline all around using half an inch, and I'm going to go down by half an inch below that horizontal line right there, and I'm just going to stitch it all the way around, starting from one notch point to the end and then the other notch point to the end. And after stitching, this is what I have. As you can see, I came down by half of an inch from that horizontal line. I don't know if you can see it clearly. And now I am going to go ahead and just like make a notch. So I'm going to lift up the collar piece and I'm going to make a diagonal cut, kind of like a slanted cut from that horizontal line to meet my seam line. Okay, see that seam line right there? You're going to make a slanted cut to meet it. So you're going to make sure that your cutting, that slanted cut ends exactly at the same point. So it should not go below it and it should not be above it. If it's above it, it's going to be twisted when you're done, and if you go below it, you're going to have a tear in your dress. So I'm going to open up the neckline like so, and I'm going to tuck the collar pieces inwards like this, and as you can see, everything is well aligned and well relaxed. So if you do yours properly, you should have an outcome like this. Your finishing should be very neat and clean. There should be no twisting, there should be no puckering. So this is what that diagonal cut does. It helps it to relax properly. So I'm going to lift my fabric up and you're going to see this tiny extension like so. You're going to go ahead and make a straight stitch, okay, from one seam point to the other seam point. Okay, so I have secured this with a pin, so you're going to go ahead now and stitch it down from one seam point to the other seam point, and this is what I have after doing that. So you can go ahead and cut out like the excess allowance that you have at this point. So this is what it looks like in front. It's very relaxed. You can also use the iron to iron it out and relax your seams. So next, I'm just going to place my fabric, lay my fabric onto the table like so, and I'm showing you right here that I have a crease line in the middle, indicating that this is the center of my fabric, and this is going to be helpful later on. Next thing I'm going to do now is show you how to cut out your circular Ankara patches. So right here I have this tiny scrap of Ankara fabric. I'm going to go ahead and fold it into two and then fold it into two again, just like you would fold when you're trying to cut a flare or a circle. Now I'll get my tape and I'll mark 2.75 inches all around. So I'm going to place that 2.75 inches mark at the very tip of this my fabric, that's at the folded edges, and then I'm going to mark it all the way around. This 2.75 inches that I'm marking is not constant. This is because I want my circle to be 5.5 inches after cutting. So 5.5 inches divided by 2 is 2.75 inches. That's why I'm using 2.75 inches. So if you want a circle that is 6 inches wide, you're going to divide that number into 2, and that will be 3 inches, and that's what you would mark. If it's 7 inches, you divide that into 2, you have 3.5 inches, and that's what you mark all around. So after cutting, I open it up. This is what I have, and as you can see, my circle is about 5.5 inches long or wide. Okay, so you're going to place this onto different Ankara pieces and just cut it out, and then you go ahead and iron interfacing, a soft interfacing to stabilize the fabric, and this is it right here. After ironing my soft interfacing, I went ahead to overlock the edges of this my circle so that it would not fray. So as you can see, I have various Ankara prints right there. I think I have about 12 pieces, and I think I ended up using about 11 pieces. So at this point, your discretion is needed. You can use as many Ankara patches as you want, or as few, as less as you want. So right here guys, I am trying to place my Ankara patches, onto the front part of my dress. So you can decide to place it however you want, wherever you want. As you can see the pictures on this screen, they played around with the prints. Okay, so you can decide to place the Ankara patches at the side. You can decide to place it on two sides, on the left and the right. You can decide to place it top and bottom. You can decide to place it right in the middle. Just play around with this. Right here, I'm just playing with it. I don't know what shape and what form I want this to take yet, so I'm just playing around with it. And finally, off camera, I went ahead to arrange it the way I want. So I started from like one side and kind of like slanted it into the middle point. Like that is why I have that crease on my fabric, to indicate that, oh, this is the middle low, so that it will kind of guide me. So right here, I'm going ahead to pin this down. You have to pin everything down. Pin it down in such a way that if you lift your fabric, nothing would move. So after pinning this down, you take this to your sewing machine and start stitching at the edges. So you see those parts where you overlocked, you're going to use matching color of thread and you just stitch all the way around. So you take your time. This is like the most difficult part of this job: cutting the circles, gumming it, overlocking it, and then arranging and top stitching. Once you get this right, you're practically done. So right here, I'm done top stitching this down, and as you can see, it's looking really nice, beautiful and neat. So once you get to this point, you know that you're almost done with making this dress. The next thing I'm going to do now is go ahead and close off the sides, hem the sleeves, hem the sides, and hem the bottoms. So right here, I am just placing my fabric right sides facing each other, and I'm going ahead to align the sides together like so. You can use your pins to secure this in place so that it doesn't move. And I am going to take this to the sewing machine and I'll start stitching from the sleeve area by 1 inch, and then I'll transition into the pocket area, stitching by 1/2 inch, and then I'll come out again and continue stitching by 1 inch all the way down. So I want my Bubu dress to have a slit so that I can have ease of movement. So from the very bottom, I went up by 15 inches. So when I'm stitching, I'm going to make sure that I end at that 15-inch mark. After stitching it down, this is what it looks like. I also did the same thing for the other side. Can you see how I have one continuous stitch running from top to bottom? So the next thing I'm doing now is going ahead to make a notch around the curved areas. Okay, so this notch is going to help it relax properly by the time I turn it over to the right sides and iron. Finally, for this dress, I am going to go ahead and finish off the raw edges around the sleeve area. So I'll fold it in twice by 3/4 inch and I'll stitch it down. Then I'll also go ahead in the same breath and hem my side slits. So you can decide to fold this in twice by 1/2 inch and stitch it down, or you can decide to hold it down using your hemming gum. And I'm also going to go ahead and hem the bottom of this dress by 1 inch. So this is it right here. I am done hemming the sleeve opening, and for the slit opening, I used my hemming gum to like secure it in place so that I'll have this seamless finish. And I also did the same thing for the bottom part of this dress, and I went ahead to just give my dress a proper press. Go ahead and overlock your raw edges. And after all is said and done, guys, we have come to the end of today's video. If you found this video helpful in any way at all, go ahead and give this video a like so that more people can get to see it. Subscribe to this channel if you're not yet subscribed. If you have any questions, thoughts, suggestions, please leave it in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Bye guys.